The year is 1590. John White, a seasoned explorer, returns to Roanoke Island after a 3-year absence. As White's ship approaches the shore, an eerie silence hangs in the air. The once bustling settlement is deserted, buildings stand empty, reclaimed by nature. There is no sign of life, no trace of the 115 men, women and children who had called Roanoke home. Thus begins one of the most perplexing mysteries in American history, the vanishing of the Roanoke colony. The disappearance of the Roanoke colonists has captivated historians, archaeologists and amateur sleuths for centuries. The colonists' disappearance serves as a stark reminder of the dangers that lurked in the shadows of this seemingly idyllic land. It is a tale of courage, resilience and ultimately, of the unknown. The late 16th century was a time of great exploration and expansion for European powers. England, eager to establish a foothold in the New World, set its sights on the shores of North America. Sir Walter Raleigh, a favorite of Queen Elizabeth I, was granted a charter to establish a colony in North America. Raleigh envisioned a base from which England could challenge Spanish dominance in the New World and exploit the region's resources. He named the territory Virginia in honor of the Virgin Queen Elizabeth. However, Raleigh himself never set foot on Virginian soil. The first English attempt to establish a colony at Roanoke Island in 1585 ended in failure. The colonists, led by Ralph Lane, faced harsh conditions, dwindling supplies, and hostile relations with the native Algonquin tribes. Discouraged and facing starvation, the colonists returned to England with Sir Francis Drake in 1586. In 1587, John White and his band of over 100 colonists arrived at Roanoke Island, ready to build a new life. They carried with them dreams of prosperity, religious freedom, and the opportunity to create a new society in this vast and promising land. Among the colonists were White's own daughter, Eleanor Dare, and her husband Ananias Dare, who gave birth to Virginia Dare, the first English child born in North America, just weeks after their arrival. The colonists faced numerous challenges from the outset. Supplies brought from England dwindled, and the colonists struggled to become self-sufficient. Relations with the native Algonquin tribes, initially amicable, grew strained due to misunderstandings and cultural clashes. Governor White, realizing the precarious situation of the colony, decided to return to England for supplies and reinforcements. He left behind his family, including his granddaughter Virginia, hoping for a swift return. However, events in Europe conspired to delay White's return for 3 agonizing years. In 1590, John White finally returned to Roanoke, his heart filled with anticipation and trepidation. As his ship approached the familiar shoreline, a sense of foreboding washed over him. The settlement was eerily deserted. Houses stood empty, their doors ajar, as if hastily abandoned. The colonists' belongings lay scattered, untouched, suggesting a sudden and unexplained departure. White searched frantically for any sign of his family and fellow colonists. He clung to the hope that they had merely relocated, perhaps seeking refuge with a friendly tribe, or exploring the mainland for resources. His hopes were dashed when he discovered a single clue, the word Croatoan carved into a post and CRO etched into a tree. Despite White's desperate attempts to locate the colonists, his search proved fruitless. The fate of the Roanoke colonists remained an enigma, a haunting reminder of the perils of the New World. The baffling disappearance of the Roanoke colonists has spawned countless theories over the centuries. Each theory attempts to piece together the scant evidence, offering plausible explanations for the colony's fate. One prevailing theory suggests that the colonists fell victim to a surprise attack by a hostile Native American tribe. However, there is no archaeological evidence to support this theory, and the lack of any signs of struggle or violence at the site remains a significant point of contention. Another theory posits that disease, perhaps a particularly virulent strain of smallpox or influenza, swept through the weakened colony, decimating the population. However, this theory fails to explain the absence of any skeletal remains or other physical evidence of a mass epidemic. Other theories suggest that the colonists integrated with a nearby Native American tribe, either by choice or by force. The carved messages, particularly the reference to Croatoan, lend credence to this theory. The theory of a Native American attack on the Roanoke colony holds a prominent place in the annals of speculation. Given the historical context of European colonization, and the inherent tensions it created with indigenous populations, the possibility of conflict cannot be easily dismissed. The colonists, after all, were encroaching upon land that had been inhabited by Native American tribes for centuries. Proponents of this theory point to the strained relations that existed between the colonists and some of the neighboring tribes. Misunderstandings, cultural clashes, and competition for resources could have easily escalated into violence. The colonists, outnumbered and unfamiliar with the terrain, would have been vulnerable to a surprise attack. However, a closer examination reveals several inconsistencies that cast doubt on the plausibility of this theory. Firstly, there is no archaeological evidence to support the claim of a massacre. Furthermore, the messages left behind, particularly the carving of Croatoan, suggest a more deliberate and peaceful departure, rather than a hasty escape from a hostile force. The theory that disease wiped out the Roanoke colonists holds a certain tragic logic. The late 16th century was an era before modern medicine, and outbreaks of deadly diseases were a constant threat. European colonists, arriving in a new environment and exposed to unfamiliar pathogens, were particularly vulnerable. Proponents of this theory argue that a highly contagious and virulent disease, such as smallpox, measles, or influenza, could have swept through the colony, decimating the population in a matter of weeks. The colonists' weakened state due to malnutrition and the harsh conditions would have made them easy prey to such an outbreak. The lack of skeletal remains at the site, while initially perplexing, could be explained by the acidic soil of the region, which can accelerate the decomposition of bones. However, the disease theory also has its weaknesses. If a disease outbreak were responsible for the colony's demise, one would expect to find some evidence of it in historical records or through archaeological investigations. The theory that the Roanoke colonists assimilated into a nearby Native American tribe, particularly the Croatoans, offers a compelling alternative to the more violent and tragic explanations. This theory, while speculative, aligns with some of the historical evidence and provides a glimmer of hope amidst the mystery. The carved messages found by John White, particularly the inscription of Croatoan, strongly suggest a connection between the colonists and this particular tribe. The Croatoans, who inhabited an island south of Roanoke, had shown some friendliness towards the colonists in the past. It is conceivable that the colonists, facing dwindling supplies, internal strife, or the threat of conflict with other tribes, chose to seek refuge with the Croatoans. Over time, they may have gradually integrated into the tribe, adopting their customs and way of life. This theory gains further credence when considering the oral histories of some Native American tribes in the region. Several tribes, including the Lumbee tribe of North Carolina, claim descent from the lost colonists, citing traditions and physical characteristics as evidence. The mystery of the lost colony of Roanoke continues to resonate centuries after John White's fateful return. It has become an enduring enigma, woven into the fabric of American folklore and capturing the imagination of generations. The unanswered questions surrounding the colony's fate have fueled countless theories, literary works, and artistic interpretations. Roanoke's legacy extends beyond the realm of speculation. The colony's establishment and subsequent disappearance played a pivotal role in shaping England's approach to colonization in the New World. The lessons learned, albeit tragic, informed future expeditions and influenced the strategies employed by subsequent English settlements. The mystery of Roanoke serves as a poignant reminder of the challenges and dangers faced by early explorers and settlers. It highlights the fragility of life in the face of the unknown, and the profound impact that cultural clashes and environmental factors can have on human endeavors. Despite centuries of research, exploration, and analysis, the mystery of Roanoke Island continues to elude a definitive answer. The lack of concrete evidence and the passage of time have only served to deepen the enigma, leaving us with more questions than answers. Did the colonists abandon Roanoke Island willingly, seeking a better life elsewhere? If so, where did they go, and what became of them? Did they succumb to the harsh realities of the New World, falling victim to disease, starvation, or conflict? Or did they perhaps find a new home, a new identity, among the indigenous people of the land? The absence of definitive answers has fueled the flames of speculation, giving rise to a rich tapestry of theories, legends, and folklore. Each generation seems to find new meaning in the story of Roanoke, interpreting the scant evidence through the lens of its own time. The enduring fascination with Roanoke speaks to our innate curiosity about the unknown. The lost colony of Roanoke stands as a testament to the enduring power of mystery. It is a story that has captivated and intrigued for centuries, its allure undiminished by the passage of time. The colony's disappearance, shrouded in uncertainty and speculation, continues to spark our imaginations and fuel our desire to uncover the truth. While we may never know the definitive fate of the Roanoke colonists, the search for answers continues. Archaeologists, historians, and amateur sleuths alike remain drawn to the enigma, eager to unearth new clues and shed light on one of America's most enduring mysteries. The story of Roanoke is a story of courage, resilience, and the indomitable human spirit in the face of adversity. It is a story that reminds us of the fragility of life, the importance of understanding the past, and the enduring power of the unknown. The lost colony of Roanoke, with its enduring enigma, will forever hold a place in our collective imagination, urging us to seek answers, to explore the unknown, and to never forget those who ventured into the wilderness and were never seen again.